Hey, vegan cyclist. Gonna tell you the story about how I got to wear yellow for a day. One day, I didn't win the entire stage race. I was only in yellow after stage 2, so technically stage 3 I was in yellow. Lost it on stage 3, but who cares? This is insane. This is the highlight of my cycling career, and I want to tell you the story. This is how I got into yellow for a day. The Chico Stage Race is probably the biggest race in California for me. It is a very prestigious race. You're gonna get some heavy hitters coming out here, and what's super awesome about it is that they have a Category 2 division. Pro ones are their own, and then they have Category 2 only. That's really rare. Most races around here are P1-2. So what's really amazing is being able to feel competitive. A lot of times in most of these races I do, I just don't ever feel competitive. And by having it just be the Cat 2s, this is actually my division, the division I belong in, right? So now, I told my coach at the beginning of the year that I wanted to build towards Chico. So he built me a program that honestly, from January 1 to then Chico, my program built me up and tapered me to have the best fitness I have ever raced with while on form. It was insane. So going into this race, I have never felt so confident in my fitness ever. So I really felt like, dude, this is it. If I'm ever gonna get a result, if there's ever gonna be a time where I can do something, it's going to be now. Friday morning, we jump in the car and head out to Chico. It's a 4.5 hour drive. So we show up to the stage 1, which is a circuit race. It's a 90-minute circuit race. We pull up and there's cars racing on the track. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? Why would they have cars? I know the women's pro race is supposed to be starting like right now. And I saw 0 cyclists, 0, not a single one. So I'm like, all right, I've done messed up. We're not in the right spot. I've missed everything. The time's wrong. I don't know what's going on.
There's a guy, a cyclist right there, pulling in.
Hey, where is this? I'm freaking out. There's no one here. I've seen 0 cyclists.
Follow me. Yeah, we gotta go up and over. There's like another track.
It's not on this one?
No.
So we get there, we unload, I start to change, and again, I'm like an hour and a half early. Go sign up, register, get my numbers. I took a little spin with my boy, because he was all cooped up in the car, so me and him just kind of spun around a little bit, got warm, and then we went and lined up for the first race.
Left and right. Now the sprint is on. Who's going to be the victory and take the yellow jersey to Thunder Hill Park Raceway all the way to the line? And that is Isaiah Shea.
Here's the fish. It's like, here's the fish. Here's him. And it's like, psh.
He's so close, so I thought he was gonna
Here
have
comes
it.
our field sprint, second sprint of the day right now. Riders keep it safe and keep it safe. Tyler Pierce!
Everyone knows how to put in photo correctly, right? You know, like double hands over here. We're all left hands, right?
And your winner today, taking the yellow jersey and victory. Racing for teams driven by Isaiah. Arms in the air, the yellow jersey on Chancellor's shoulders, followed by...
Happened?
Got caught up in that crash when the bikes guy took himself out.
No.
So.
Was it in that sharp turn?
No, it was in the sweeper. He just cut it way too hard. And
it like this, or did I cut right and then he just cut hard right?
Or won the field sprint.
Tell me how it was, dude.
Super good, hard out there. Got pretty windy. It was super awesome though.
So what were you thinking when, I mean, because we weren't playing games, but then when we came into the finish and you're just like third wheel, I like finished my pull and then you were on my back and I was just like, God damn it. Like that's it, like he's gonna get it.
Yeah, no, I know I had to be, it was windy finish and it was a pretty long way out, so I know I had to be third wheel. So I just kind of timed it and finished my pull going over the top and knew that I could stay in with those last 2 corners, so.
Was I pulling strong?
Yeah, really good, super good.
All right.
Everyone's working good together.
Nice, man.
Chico crashed him out.
Yeah, so what happened? Because my teammate got caught in that too.
A rider who will remain unnamed basically came out with plenty of space and gave some serious elbows for no real reason. It wasn't a hectic part of the race, and then Peter ends up somersaulting onto the tarmac. The rest is skinless history, I guess.
What happened?
Let me film you. Let me film you. Look at it. Okay. Is it going?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So today was a glorious day. Tell us what happened.
Oh boy, I was feeling really good. I actually went off like with the first move. I was out there by myself for a little while.
I saw.
Dude, and then I don't really remember how we got off. I think your teammate Travis, he started to like drift off, and I came around and
there's a little bit of blocking. So tell us how this rates for all the failures for the success.
it feels insane. Like partway through the race, I was like, this can't really be happening. When are they gonna catch us, right? Oh, man.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad it was caught on camera.
I'm so pumped, bro.
Yeah.
The feeling that I had getting second at Chico, the greatest race that I'm probably gonna ever participate in, that feeling is, obviously winning would have been phenomenal, but I mean, I have nothing to complain about at all. And what was so cool is that so many people there at the race, you know, they see the struggle, man, and they know it, and they see me bummed after races and have to kind of like report that I don't do well. So everyone was so cool, everyone was congratulating me. Yo, boy, good times. So we pack up and we head back to our Airbnb.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good day.
We will.
I'll just come by and I'll knock and drop the blanket.
Great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
So we got an Airbnb. We've never done an Airbnb before. This is our first Airbnb experience. So let me take you through a tour of how dope this Airbnb is. I mean, there's like a little loft up there. That's where we're gonna be sleeping. But so, less expensive than a hotel. Okay, if we got a hotel for 2 nights, it would actually have been more expensive. And this is located in prime location, and it's like way better space. So then tomorrow when we go do the road race, Bubs and Winter and the mom can all stay here in kind of this cozy little, you know, and they can go for a walk down because they're in the heart of Chico. Yeah, man, Airbnb. This is cool. All right. Vegan sushi. Vegan sushi. I think that's the ticket, dude. That's what we're going for. That's what Mom wants. Mom wants vegan sushi. Mom's gonna get what she wants. Even though I'm the one that did really good at the race, so I should get what I want, which is Chipotle. What do you think about the race today?
Loved it. Got second place. It was awesome. You're on the podium. Did great.
So look, sushi was good and all, but we got Chipotle. Whenever in doubt, Chipotle out. Because it's just like the price and how much food you get. It's hard to disagree with that, you know? So it's 9 o'clock. And I really need to like bring myself down a little bit and get ready for the road race tomorrow. Stage 2 was about an hour drive from Chico, the town we were staying in, you know, but my race didn't start till 9:40, so I really got to just kind of sleep in and feel good. So I had brand new rubber, brand new sealant on my stands, no tubes. I was so pumped. Like I'm feeling, dude, 100% not gonna get a flat. It's really cold though. It was like 39 to start. Had some leg warmers and gloves and a nice jacket. Like I was properly dialed in. We start off the race and it's about probably what, 30 miles, 40 miles. So we hit the first gravel. You go through the gravel twice. I was just kind of hanging out. It was a very weird race because it was basically noodle until gravel, go out of your face for the gravel, and then back to noodle. It was just like the gravel section was the only time you really were putting out an effort. Not much to say until we get close to the gravel. As we got close to the gravel, it was like basically a race to start the race. It was a race to try to get to the gravel first, because the more you could be up front, the better your chances are from not getting involved in a wreck or just choosing your own line. Because the gravel was totally nuts. It was very soft outside of the main line. So you kind of had to take this one main line, and then you could be, dude, you could probably be 30 or 40 seconds off the front group, like off the front guy. And so if there's any splits that happen, you can't, I wanted to make sure I was top 5. That was my goal. So everyone's kind of really battling to get into that position. So nerve-wracking because it's like, don't wreck, you know what I mean? Don't get a flat, keep your position. Your bike is totally sideways, you know, everyone's like almost wrecking. Yeah, and you're just pinned, you're just tapped, like everyone is smashing. Boy, it was like white knuckle that whole gravel ride. I ended up getting like in the top 3. And then I see Alex Chu, one of the greatest photographers in our area, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, ha, this is it. This is the picture of my lifetime. So I like really made sure I was on the front, gave a little grimace face, hit the steeziest picture. Boom, I could have went home right now and been so pumped. Right out of the gravel, you hit kind of neutral feed, and then it's like a little hill. And during the gravel, I lost one of my Phil Guyman bottles. I had 2 bottles. I drank one of them and I lost the other one. It popped out. And so I really needed neutral support. I grabbed a neutral bottle, which was good, but everyone was just freaking cranking it up this climb. And then it was like, for a while, people were trying to break away right out of the gravel because the gravel had just shredded our group. I think we started with almost 80 guys, and coming out of the gravel for the first time, we maybe lost like 25 guys. It was crazy. But then I saw some moves kind of going up the road, and my teammate went up there, and my teammate Dustin was doing a phenomenal job. And this is what's so cool, is because I worked for him the last stage race, so he had no problems slaying himself for me. So I could see him on the front chasing every move down, to the point where a couple times he would like chase moves and then no one would chase him. So he's like caught in like middleman. He's like looking back like, hey man, chase me, come on. I don't want to break away. I want to bring this back. So everything's good. I'm feeling great. And all of a sudden, pss, 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 and I'm like, no, dude, I'm flatting. What? And what happened is there's just a pothole, and I just whacked the pothole super hard, and it just like burped out all my air. And so it went down to like 10 PSI. By the time it sealed, I had 10 PSI. Devastated, dude. I'm like, no way. But our group isn't going that fast. We're about to hit some little rollers where it does pick up, but we have a neutral follow car. So I slam on the brakes, I get out, and I rip my wheel off. They come over, they give me a wheel, I put it in, and I go, and it doesn't fit. Like, it's too big. My Diamondback frame is like rubbing. So then I'm like, no! So then I rip off the wheel again, and they're like, dude, we don't have any more wheels. And so they're frantically trying to find a wheel. They give me one, I put it in. This one's so small, and it's like a 21 tire. My rear brakes don't work, like it can't, my brakes don't clamp on it. And they push me and go, and now at this point I'm 3 minutes back from the main group. Three minutes back from the main group. So even if they are noodling, dude, covering 30 minutes is quite the effort. I was thinking, man, I honestly really thought I had a chance at this, but what am I supposed to do right now? And so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna hold like 300, 320 watts. Like I'm just gonna hold threshold. And I don't know, man, something may happen, maybe, but I've got another 30 miles of riding to go, like 30, 35 miles of riding. And I know that my teammate's up there like drilling it, working, because he doesn't know that I flatted. The follow car comes by me and I'm yelling like, please let me get on, like, you know, tow me back in. And they didn't, they wouldn't let me tow back in. And I'm just thinking now, like what Strava title I'm gonna make to be the, I don't know why I think about that so much. So I'm just like draped over the bars, I'm just motoring, I can see them in the distance. But there's just probably no way I'm gonna catch them. So we're going, I'm going. Then I come up and there's bodies and bikes all over the place. And my teammate's like in a ditch upside down. And so there had been a really big wreck that took a bunch of guys out. Kind of almost thinking like, man, I might have been involved in that big wreck. So I'm sort of grateful that even though, you know, the first stage 1, I'm off the front when wrecks happen. Stage 2, I'm off the back when wrecks happen. And so then what ends up happening is I come up and me and, what is his name? Ferguson? I think it's Ferguson. A guy from A-Main and Chris Kane. I kind of pass him because I'm like motoring and they're just noodling. Because they just wrecked. Chris like broke his collarbone. So then we kind of hit this little like riser and they come up with me and I'm thinking, if they say let's just noodle and talk, I'm super down. I will noodle and I will talk, because I really feel like there's no possible way we're getting back to the group. And it was this very moment, this weird moment in time of like the decision was just randomly teetering. The A-Main guy just kind of gave a little dig up this hill about like 400 watts. And then I was like, I guess we're gonna do this. I guess we're gonna try to get back on the group, or at least ride together hard. So then me and him are cycling. We're taking turns, we're taking pace. I'm doing pretty well. Chris is just sitting on the back because he broke his collarbone. So we're going, and I know that if we don't get back on before the gravel section, there's 0% chance we're getting back on because everyone's gonna light it up on the gravel. I think we picked up 1 or 2 other guys, but they were cracked, they were getting blown off the back, so they weren't helping. So it's just me and this A-Main guy just kind of taking pulls at threshold, because we can't go too deep, because if we do get back on, we'll be blown and then we'll just get dropped. The moto guy says 1 minute. I was like, 1 minute? 1 minute to the group? We're only back 1 minute? Dude, we can close a minute. So then I'm just like, yes! So we start, I'm drilling it now. And we catch a few other guys that are getting dropped off, and I'm like, boys, let's go, let's go, let's go. No one's motivated. No one is motivated to work other than the A-Main guy. So me and him just kind of really get it. I see the group. The group is right there, and I really put in a good dig to get us there. We bridge. We get back on the main group. And I'm just like, there's no way this just happened. There's no way that I flatted. I was 3 minutes off the back, and we just chased for 20 plus miles, and we are back on. And the group now is like only 25 guys. Started with like 80 and there's only 25 left. But I am blown. I am in the red, and we are now, as soon as they catch on, we hit the gravel. And it's just like, bah! There's people are just smashing. Bodies, chaos everywhere. It's like, it's so dusty. And I literally am delirious. I am, my mind is fuzzy. I'm numb almost, because I'm working so hard to stay on the group after working so hard to chase. I'm really grateful for that. There was a couple key sections on the gravel where they weren't going that hard, and I was able to recover a little bit. But there was there's like a last little dirt kicker, and you can't stand because you'll just lose traction. And there's like rain washout. it's just very difficult to apply power in the dirt. I mean, I've never been so close to just explosion, but being able to stay in. I stay in, get past the gravel, and we hit the next little climb, like the road climb. And I'm thinking, dude, all they have to do is make a slight effort, and I'm out the back. I was just able to stay on. I don't know how I was able to do it. I was able to stay on with the main group. The current yellow jersey got a flat. And so I would love to say that I was thinking about this, but I wasn't, because I wasn't thinking. I was so hypoxic. But if I just finish with the group and I get the same time, I'll be in yellow. We start smashing. We're 3K from the finish. And honestly, I feel really good. But I have no back brake. My back brake is literally non-existent because of the spare wheel. And it is so sketchy. Guys are like darting from one side to the other, and I'm feeling very nervous that there's gonna be a wreck. I kind of start to move up, and then there was a guy who went really early, and then he sort of fell back through the group and kind of messed up my position a little bit. With like 1K to go, I sort of had to hit my brakes, and it was a bummer because I really felt like I probably could have got top 5 in this finish, because the finish was so fast that if you're in the draft, I ended up getting 15th on that day, 15th out of like 75 or whatever it was, while flatting and chasing back on. I couldn't believe it. I finished with the front group, no time gaps. I tell Travis as we're riding back, this is how delirious I was. I was like, dude, you're in yellow. And he's like, no, you're in yellow. And I'm like, huh? And I'm totally forgetting that I got second, or that I am in this position. I'm like, nah, dude, there's no way I'm in yellow. That doesn't happen to the VC. So we head back and we're just chilling, waiting for the final podium. They do the final podium for the race result, and then they say, we have a new yellow for Cat 2, and it's Tyler Pierce. And I'm just like, still just not understanding. And then they give me the jersey, and I'm like, do I get to take this home? Is this my jersey? And they're like, yeah. It's like, what? And so to be able to stand on the box at Chico during the road race, after this crazy road race that happened, wear this yellow jersey, and just have like my other teammates and the people that I've shared this journey with. I mean, honestly, like, I don't want to sound like a beach, but I was about to cry, dude. Very little words to describe. Now, kind of want to say that I didn't earn this, because who was in it flatted. Bummer, right? Super bummer. He flats on the last gravel section, loses yellow jersey. Since I was second on the stage race, I get it. But I also flatted, and I had to chase my face off to get back onto the group. At one point, I think it was 3 minutes off the back. And so whatever, dude. I am literally gonna wear this for the rest of my life. So now I'm in a situation where I'm 2 seconds up on Travis, but I think that the top 25 are spread by 34 seconds. Like, I had, I think, 18 seconds on third place. But I'm literally in a position now where if I could put together a good time trial, I could win this thing. And the time trial bike that I brought, I don't have aero wheels. It's not a super speed machine. And so Chris Kane, who kind of helped me get back onto the group, like, he's racing with me, but he broke his collarbone. He's like, dude, I'm out. I'm not gonna race. You can borrow my TT bike, which was like a super speed machine. So I go and I pick it up from him, and then Dustin came over and helped me kind of put that thing together, get it dialed in for me. It had DI2 shifting. It honestly felt really good. Like, it fit me so well. What do you got in there, dude?
Quad, beans, rice, the good stuff.
Man, you're looking super cool. Psych! Don't you need your jersey? That was funny, huh, Zizi?
What jersey?
The yellow jersey. I thought you were supposed to wear it.
Not on time trial. I can if I want, but if
Not Arrow?
you're getting the hang of it, babe.
I've always had the hang of it.
Arrow. I don't like this. I don't like this setup right now.
So.
If you don't win, don't come back.
I'm not gonna win because there's another guy there's just no way. But if I go as hard as I possibly can and do the power I can,
You can win?
I might be able to stay on the podium. Love you.
Love you.
The start of stage 3 was a mile away from where we were staying, so I could sleep in again. I could ride the bike to the time trial start, get a proper warm-up, and I'm just thinking like, I might be able to do something here. Now, it's a little delusional because I don't really train time trials. I don't, I will have ridden this bike for an hour before doing the effort. But if I could do the power I think I could do, I really thought like I could maybe stay in top 5. Started really good. I actually, the very first bit, I was holding 350, 360 and feeling great. And I was like, yeah, man, yeah. And I kept telling myself like, this is the last 20 minutes of your entire life. Like if you can do this, you never have to do another effort again. Like, I don't know why that's what I was telling myself. Just everything you have right now, put it all on the line. And I just need more training. I need more practice on the TT position. In that position, in the TT position where you're so like tucked in arrow, I'm just not able to go anaerobic. It's very weird. I can use my muscular strength, my actual muscles, my pushing on the pedals, and I'm pushing on the pedals very hard. But my heart rate just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. My heart rate was zone 1 heart rate towards the end. I was trying to spin, trying to do 100 RPMs. I just don't understand why my heart rate in that position. And so I went from averaging 360 watts to 350 to 340 to 330 to 320. And I'm just knowing like, dude, I did my best power I've ever done on a TT bike. So there's that. It's just, you know, you don't think you're going to be in a position where a time trial is going to make a difference. But if I had a time trial bike, like a proper rig that I was always on and really put some time into it, you know, this would have been maybe a different story. But I did the best I could, and I ended up 29th out of like the 60 or 70 that started. So not bad for me not being a time trialist, right? Not bad. And I think I was a minute 18 off the leader, or maybe even slightly more than that. Is what it is. So I dropped from first in overall to 16th. I don't know what more I could have really done other than put more time into the TT bike and been more prepared for that. I had a great machine and I had great fitness. I just need to put more time into that. So I lost it. I get back to the Airbnb, and it's like a scramble because the kids race is at 5 minutes. And so I get at my son all dialed in, and I switch my pedals onto my road bike, and we jam down to the crit course for stage 4 so my son can do the kids race. Super awesome. He did a full lap, full tilt. Like he was pinned the whole time, just smashing it. And he was wearing the yellow jersey, which was really cool, right? It was super cool. Like he was so happy to be out there and to be racing with everyone and racing with me. Like it was, I'm gonna get a little sappy here for a second, but my son was so proud of me, and he was so inspired maybe by me, by like how well I did in the first race, then wearing the yellow jersey from the second race. Like he was legit proud of me, and he was so he couldn't wait to go ride with me out at the kids race. So to be out there riding with him and him being so happy for me, and I don't know, dude, It's crazy. Having kids it makes things difficult, but your experience of life and experience in certain moments that would not be special without them becomes so overwhelmingly special. It's so crazy. I freaking love my son. So we're getting ready for stage 4, the crit, which it's a 50-minute crit, so not very long, but dude, this crit course is very technical. It's scary is what it is. It's nuts. And so everyone was just full gas the entire race. And so it made it so hard to move up because of the way that the turns are. You'd be on the inside on one turn, on the outside on the other turn. Guys were diving up the inside. I was like seriously worried for my well-being. Maybe this makes me a wuss puss, but dude, I was thinking, like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be in this group right now. And so I kept thinking, I'm going to go up and get off the front. I'm going to go and be on the front. But literally for 40 minutes, I was trying to move up. I was on the very back, and for 40 minutes, like, I'd make one move, I'd pass a couple guys, and then we'd get swarmed, and yikes, man. It was like, it was so crazy. It was so strung out all the time, and if it ever didn't get strung out, then guys would like swarm up for a second, and then new guys would hit the front. You had teammates working for their yellow jersey. You had teammates working to try to get their guy, you know, out into a break. There wasn't really any moves at all that were even close to threatening because everyone was just smashing. Or like with 2 to go, I found myself on the front of the race and I attacked with 2 to go. And I was like, whoa, this is awesome. I was just way in the back, and now I'm on the front, and I'm off the front. I attacked, everyone's on my wheel, and then I get a specialized guy and one other guy to like kind of get in front of me, and the specialized dude is working for his teammates, so he's drilling it. With half a lap to go, everyone dove up on the inside, and I kind of was stuck behind the guy that I was behind, and he didn't really react, and I tried to go. I just got swarmed. I should have, at that moment, just went all in. But man, I went from, again, like first to like 20th so quickly. And it's just at that point, there's just no way you can move up. So I kind of botched that finish. I got in a good position going in to the last 2 laps. It is what it is. We all finished together. I think Justin from Specialized, that dude won crazy, like up the inside finish. Like that was super crazy. Nail biting crit I've ever done. So finishing like 16th overall, but having this emotional roller coaster of best finish I've ever had in the yellow jersey, losing it, crazy crit race. I honestly, as soon as I crossed the finish line, was just like emotionally just bleh. I was so tired, so exhausted. It was crazy to feel like this just emotional dump. And at that point I was ready to just get home, because we have a 4.5 hour drive, and then Monday I gotta work, pack up the family, hit the car, and smashed home. This experience adds fuel to the desire you need to continue training. When you train and you train and you train and you put a lot of time and energy into this, make videos about this, and to have no real thing to hold on the wall, to hang your hat on, to say, this was why it's worth it. This was so worth it. This was so worth it. And I'm instantly just so hungry to keep training. Like I'm not even, my coach is like, dude, you need to take like a week off. I'm like, no, I'm just ready. Let's just do it. I'm so motivated to try to work harder on the time trial bike. This yellow jersey is just for one stage. I didn't win the overall for Chico, but don't care. This is so amazing. And thank you so much for following along with this journey, because when I did get that second at the circuit race and then posted this in yellow, like on Instagram, I almost feel like we did it. I don't feel like it's not a look at me, look how awesome I am. I'm feeling like, look at what we did. You and I. I know it's like stupid, but there's so much support behind me that to get some kind of result, even if it wasn't winning, man, I can't tell you how good it feels. One crazy thing is coming home from all this, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday having to like go back to normal work. That was hard. because I was exhausted. 7 hours of racing, I think total. This was awesome. As always, vegan cyclist. Yeah. Hey, so I wanted to talk about Squarespace again for a minute, and that's because I've started quite a few businesses in my day. I think I've started around 15 businesses, and all of them needed a web presence. Most of them were solely web present, right? But one of the things about starting a business is that you just gotta take a step. You just need to do something, right? Put the iron in the fire. Maybe it won't go anywhere, but maybe it will. And what's cool about Squarespace is you can start like a free trial and kind of get the feel of how a site would look and work and feel before you launch it. And if you do launch it, then you can use Vegan Cyclist as the code, squarespace.com/vegan cyclist, and get 10% off your first purchase. The templates they have are amazing. Just like there's nothing you have to really do. It's all housed there on the site. It's really amazing. So honestly, get started, man. Check out squarespace.com/vegan cyclist and get 10% off your first purchase. And again, man, just if you want to like start something, if you want to create something and show it off, just put the iron in the fire. Make the first step. Thanks, guys. Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.